Hi, I'll try to articulate this the best that I can. I wasn't exactly planning on sharing, but here it is. I lost my father about 3.5 years ago, and I am still in grief. Maybe it's complicated grief. I've been growing personally a lot. I moved through the anger and kind of fit back into the world again as the new person that I'm discovering to be, because I felt a really large gaping loss. It shifted my identity from who I was when he was here to who I was after. It was almost like a BC and AD sort of feeling, because I'm not religious, but he was like my God. You know, he was sort of my everything, and what I knew. So where I am now is, I just still, when I think about him, it takes my breath away. I can't feel the joy part. When I feel it, I immediately get upset again. And I'm just wondering, each process is unique, and this is where I am. And I'm not supposed to compare it to other people grieving, but I'm just like, is this okay? I don't know.
Well, Dana, is it Dana or Dana?
It's Dana.
Okay. Oh, thank you for sharing. I can feel it, There is, I guess, a couple questions for you. 3.5 years in, has the feeling shifted at all, even subtly? Has your relationship to the feeling, or is it just this static pit?
For a while, it was a bit of anger, like I was sort of bulldozing through life, or I was just standing back and just being like, let it wash over. This is all sort of idiocracy. Like, I don't really want to participate. So I was kind of checking in and bulldozing, or I was just checking out, in terms of just the day-to-day things. But whenever I would think of them, I don't know how to explain it. But I usually wouldn't go too far with it because I get upset like this.
Do you ever let yourself just really let it go and not police yourself, not ram anything? How often do you really let it fly? The emotion.
It usually hits me like in the car. So maybe like, I don't know, once every other week, I just let it.
And do you have safety, friends, family, people around you who can hold this space with you? Or are you getting a lot of cues like, buck up, Dana, let's get moving, Are those coming from you or from outside of you?
There was one friend in the past that was like, oh, honey, where are you? Oh, give it, it takes about a year. And you'll get there. And, outside, I think also the tolerance, like some people who haven't been through it don't understand. So when I'm still feeling like this years later, they don't know what to do with it, so you just kind of carry it around. Again, I'm doing better, but I just feel like, I think maybe I have to somehow change the story, because I feel like he had a really tough life, and that hurts me.
Well, you just hit on something really, really key, which is changing the story. We put things into these narratives, and then we end up becoming kind of beholden to the narrative. So I don't know what this new narrative could be with you and your dad and your dad's memory. But I guess I would push you to think of it in creative terms. What could it be? What would you like it to be? And maybe the most organizing question of all would be, what would your dad want it to be? And what would dad say to you right now? Share that with us not. But I wonder, do you have an answer to that question?
Well, it was a terminal illness that we knew would happen.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of just went above and beyond with the time that he had, and he kind of was like this super father to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he made the most of it. So I know he just wants the best for me, and he wants to support me and be happy and love me and that stuff. I think it's also that when he got sick, when he first told me of his diagnosis when I was a teenager, I took on maybe a caretaking role very early on and was like, I want to protect him in a way, or I don't know. So I think there's a part of me that just can't, fix it or heal it.
Well, those are two really importantly different things. I don't know if you're going to fix this one.
Yeah.
You love him too much, period. And there's no way to make his death fixable. But healing may be a different thing. Healing is a different thing. Finding a way to live with this rather than trying to kind of get it out of you, get it over with. That's a really important frame shift, Donna. And I guess I would push you to really, whether it's through expressive art or writing, is just try to revisit the raw material of your father, your relationship to your father, his death, all of it, and deconstruct a little bit, maybe. Look at all that material and see what's in there. And maybe keep your dad's voice in the mix too, how he might coach you or point you. Because you still have a very active relationship with your dad. If you don't know that already, we can hear it. And so maybe conceiving of the grief as way through is really constructing the relationship with your dad that you want right now, and that he might want or would have wanted or might want still, depending on your belief system. So I would focus there. And to the degree you're willing to, you can teach others. It's hard. As a obviously disabled person, I find myself in the role of having to teach people. Ostensibly, I'm the one who lost something, but I'm the one who has to teach people how to manage the site of my loss.
Yeah.
That's not. You don't have to do that, but I would encourage you to have someone in your inner circle, to spend some time with one or two people who are close in and coach them on this a little bit. So that you don't have to feel lost in the company of others, which can be so lonely making. And then oops, sorry.
Oh, I really like the idea of constructing the relationship.
Yeah, there for you. You got carte blanche. In a way. So thinking about this in creative terms for me, it's like thinking of this in terms of love can really unlock different parts of me. And again, the idea here is to find a way to live with this, not get over it. The get over it language is just terrible and not possible, not really even desired. Get over what? Get over your father? You wouldn't want to do that.